Hey everyone, my name is Jaime Gonzalez, and I'm going to be talking about an article in Module 4, Week 4, titled Learning with Technology. And within this article, there's also another article titled If I Had a Hammer. The article starts off with the question regarding the proof is in the pudding. The question is, which is more important, the eating or the proof? Of course, the proof is showing people your finished product, your pudding, or anything that we finish. We put it on a mantle, we put it on our walls, we frame them. That's our proof that we completed something. But for the author and myself, um, the more important part is the eating because it's the journey, the tasting, the process. Basically, the journey is more fulfilling than the end product that we often show people. It also talks about collaboration, shifting work at a computer from emphasizing the acquisition or integration of technology skills to involvement in a group. So, what we work on our computers and our presentation tools, whatever we work on, is the learning process. We analyze, we rewrite, we edit, we add visuals, we learn about the standard that we're studying or the area that we're studying. We learn more about it. We're more knowledgeable of it, and then we collaborate with others to improve things. And that's where, just like in the proof of the pudding, the journey is more fulfilling than the end product of our presentation. Also, in this slide, this was one of the aha moments for me in regards to presentation tools. They're not simply tools of production, producing perfect slides with visuals and countless bullet points. It's about the process of creation, the rewriting, the editing, the revising, the questions, the revelations, the discussions, the engagement, and of course, as you see here in the TED Talks, the performances that may occur in the end. And if you've ever seen a TED Talk, you know people are engaged. They're laughing, they're oohing, and they're eyeing. Um, that's the process. That's the journey. We're learning as we produce these things from a computer. Also, this article had another article titled "If I Had a Hammer," um, and this visual. The author was kind of careful about talking about it. It's not about just hitting a computer and breaking it into pieces. So she wanted to be very careful that it's not about that. It's about the computer. The computer is the hammer. It's a tool that we can manipulate, that we can use in a variety of different ways. So it's not just something that we use and we entertain ourselves with it. We produce things out of it. And it's not just this perfect slideshow. Yeah, we produce engaging things, kind of like we talked about earlier on the previous slides. Um, and the next slide is valuing the process. Again, since this presentation or this article was basically about presentation tools, a lot of times, even in this class that we are taking, we turn things in and we get a certain grade for it, and that's it. But we forget the value of what we're doing, kind of like this slideshow that I'm doing now. It's um, having a different perspective on presentation tools within my classroom as a second grade teacher, to value the process, for students to value what they're doing, to truly understand and engage in what they're doing and what they're producing, not so much about the perfect slideshow at the end of it. Paper versus slides. This is I took a screenshot of the article here, and it says contrast students staring at a long white sheet of paper, trying to determine how to organize their ideas, to students working with slides they are making for a presentation. And I've had this in my writing program or area called Learning Headquarters. And we use it in the mornings, and we basically teach the students how to brainstorm, how to create a draft, and then how to complete their finished product. And it can be daunting for a second grader, especially when they're at the end of the year, when they're writing a lot more. There's just a lot of words and they could get lost in it. As opposed to slides, they're more concise. they're more easy to understand. There's natural dividers within the slides, and this our next slide will show that. As you can see in this presentation, I took a screenshot of my presentation that I'm currently doing, and it shows dividers, natural dividers from the beginning, learning with technology, and from the proof is in the pudding, the collaboration, the TED Talk, and the hammer visualization. It all breaks down, and I talked about each different one, and it has its own purpose, as opposed to having one long piece of paper, just reading off it and getting lost in that. The old school, the old way of presenting. You know, we were so concerned. I can remember as a kid with the neatness factor. You wanted to visually look right, and we forget again about the process. We forget about the learning, the language that we're trying to convey in our presentations. We're trying to make it look nice instead of learning from it and truly understanding it, what we're presenting. We want students to become masters of the trade, and this comes with continuous practice, engaging with them, standing beside them, going through it with them. It says tools are effective when used by masters of the trade. Students must learn not only the hows of deleting, adding, and rewriting, but the whys and whens that will lead to constructive change in their writing. So it's not just about presenting by creating something. It's about learning when to modify things, when to delete things, where to place them, where to put this visual, in order to make the biggest impact for our presentation. So that is my recap of this article. Again, it's titled Learning with Technology. It is basically about presentation tools, and I thank you very much.